Welcome Aries, or indeed Moon in Aries, Aries rising, or anyone that's cross-watching. Guys, welcome to this 2020 reading. I'm really excited about these readings. Astrologically, it's the most phenomenal year that we have coming up, so pretty powerful times for us all. In a moment, we are going to be drawing 6 runes to start this reading, which is way more than we normally draw, but that's what I'm hearing, so that's what we're going to do. Welcome back to anyone that's already following the readings. Thank you so much for subscribing, sharing, liking. We're just building the most amazing community here. Big respect to you all. And I am blown away by your authenticity, your integrity, your sharing of your journey. Absolutely wow, guys. Anyone that's new, do check out the information box. I put a lot of free stuff into the world, and there's details down there, including the potential to win a free private reading with me. Just on that note, before we dive into the reading, during December, I'm going to be doing a lot more giving away of stuff because I'm launching a couple of books, so I'm going to be giving some of those away and possibly some extra readings. I'll make announcements, so watch this space and check those out. And also, guys, people are asking me what cards I use, so hopefully it's the 15th today, Friday the 15th. Hopefully by the end of next week there will be a new page in the A to Z library with every single pack of cards that I ever use listed, and I'll put any quotes from books down there as well, so you guys should be able to access any of the cards that you see that you're drawn to for your own use. So let's, I am just like so excited, it's untrue, I am just tingling. Let's draw from the runes. Wow, magical rune to start with. We have the rune of fertility, new beginnings. This is like a yearning to share, a yearning to connect. Sometimes it's likened to the energy of the moon. It also speaks of the need to complete something in order to move on. Or it's like if I was writing a book, it would mean I would complete the book proposal, or I would complete the first chapter before moving to the second, or there is a completion of beginnings, if that makes sense. So it's something you've already started on, or some aspect of your pathway, your journey. It's a rune of great power and great energy, so the most phenomenal energy to be starting this reading for 2020. Very, very powerful. Wow, guys, we then have 2 more. We have the rune of journey, magical rune. This often speaks of journeying inwards. It's a rune of self-healing and self-change, which is interesting when we think of fertility, completion of beginnings. The rune of journey, self-healing, self-change. It also says that your inner worth mounts. It's like this is a rune of building self-esteem, building self-worth. Whatever challenges you guys have been facing, it feels as though you're coming out the other side. The work you have been doing during this year, and I mean we've all been pulled, I think, into the work that connects to the Saturn-Pluto collaboration. They come together in January. Very, very powerful connection. They have been asking us to address anything within us that no longer serves us. I mean, we're seeing it globally in our communities and within ourselves in our personal growth. We then have this fabulous energy of the spiritual warrior. Inner worth mounts. Whatever work you've been doing, it's going to pay off. It's like you've built, what I'm really hearing is, it's like you've built a foundation. And you need to complete that sort of this is the flavour of the overall year. So you're going to need to complete things, cross the T's, dot the I's, attend to details. But your self-value, your self-worth mounts. This is the journey of your spiritual pathway, of your calling. This rune, when it's drawn, if you had a question about I don't know, a devotion to a cause or an idea or a person, a new venture, it would say that this is an appropriate calling that is connected to your, it's like the pathway of your soul, really, within the human experience, within your human life. There's a karmic element to this, that's what I'm hearing. You are called, if it is devotion to a cause, you're asked to sort of simultaneously don't be too attached to outcomes, and yet at the same time have courage, dedication and persevere. Allow the divine to flow through you. I think that's the real key with the energy of this rune is if we think about the law of attraction, the law of attraction asks us to keep a vision in mind and yet simultaneously let go of an attachment to outcomes. So it's kind of like putting our sort of prayer, our desires, our shopping list almost into the universe, and then kind of getting out of our own way so that, the rune of journey sometimes says, remove any obstructions within yourself to progress. So any blocks, just systematically remove them so that the energy of the universe flows through you and, literally things emerge. Allow the pathway to be shown to you. This is interesting. We now have the rune of protection. This rune speaks of accelerated self-change, new opportunities. It also says don't sweep anything under the carpet. If something comes to light, allow yourself to really lean into the learning from that. Look at it. Allow yourself to... It speaks of right action and protection coming from standing in our own integrity. It also speaks of managing your emotions in periods of accelerated change in life. I think we often experience what I would call both highs and lows during transition times. You're needing to allow right action to flow through you. This is obviously for this coming year. It feels to me as though there is the most extraordinary opportunity for you to align with whatever your calling may be. There's something about aligning yourself with yourself and opportunities being presented to you. Fertility, new beginnings, protection, new opportunities. It's almost as though the only thing you have to deal with is like making sure that it's like you almost get out of your own way. I'd even connect into something around the ego mind. If you can allow your ego mind to step down, including any fears and anxieties that maybe are present during times of change, any uncertainties, it's kind of like just notice anything that surfaces, acknowledge it, let it go if it no longer serves you, and allow the universe to deliver. That's really the energy here. Let's see what other runes we bring up. Wow, guys, I'm chuckling. I often chuckle when cards and runes come through. We have separation. Old skins must be shed. This speaks of, it's really interesting. It speaks of like the acquisition and benefits and inheritance, but it also speaks of radical severance. So it's like, this is very interesting given what I was just saying about the messages in these runes, because this rune speaks of flowing from one form into another. Like a snake sheds its skin in order to grow. It outgrows itself. That's what this rune is speaking of. There's something about accelerated growth coming to you this year, connecting you to a far deeper or higher calling, because we then have the rune of growth. This is a rune that speaks of a journey that leads to blossoming and ripening. Now, the energy of this is steadfastness. Again, perseverance we spoke of, courage, dedication, perseverance, dedication to a cause or idea. With the rune of growth, it's actually symbolized by the birch tree, which is the very first seedling to sprout itself after something like a forest fire. It's the beginning of a forest. It's got that phenomenal energy about it. Steadfastness, steady growth. I'm feeling as though a lot will happen during this year. I think there will be a great many opportunities coming to you. I would say those opportunities will sometimes come thick and fast. As much as anything, they are opportunities that open avenues and windows for you to know what it is that you need to shed and let go of in order to align with your true calling. That's really the flavour of these runes. But to start with fertility and to end with growth. We're talking about completion of beginnings. The work you've been doing is going to start to move into fruition. It's going to be steady growth, but it's going to be real. You know, like what I'm almost likening it to, and this is going to sound like a ridiculous analogy in a way, but I'll go with it because it's there, it's landed in my mind. It's kind of like if you wanted to lose weight and you went on a crash diet, you kind of put the weight on straight away back afterwards. It doesn't work. This has the opposite energy. It's all sorts of opportunities that allow you to sort of become complete. Using that analogy of dieting, it would be like learning to attend to every aspect of your health and well-being. Literally regeneration down to a cellular level that enables you to somehow, the weight just leaves you, and it's slow, it's steady, it's pervasive, because it is dedication to yourself at a level of soul. I think that's probably summing up the energy. Do you know, I've got like goosebumps actually just really connecting in with this. This is going to be a really powerful year for you guys. I'm going to put the runes to one side and we're going to draw some cards. Space those up there, and actually, given that we're going to draw a lot of cards, I'm going to move these up here. We'll probably connect in with them as we draw cards, but that is the kind of governing energy that is around you. Actually, what I'm being asked to do is to draw a spirit animal guide, one of those cards first, to sit up here next to these runes. Oh wow, this is phenomenal, guys. Hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide. That's pretty wow. That really is that's that energy. It's like get out of your own way. Remove any ego stuff that surfaces. If any ego stuff surfaces, and by ego stuff, I don't just mean what we think about when we talk about people being a bit egotistical. I'm talking about unmet needs in our childhood. You know, when you look at people who are a bit, you know, tangled in stuff, it's often because their needs weren't met. You know, people who are very stuck on a pathway, they're trying to compensate for something. Let any of that stuff, if it surfaces, it's surfacing so that you can identify it and let it go. Acknowledge it. Don't sweep anything under the carpet. This is this rune of protection. Protection is your integrity. Trust is also your integrity and your protection. Trust and let spirit be your guide. This is a phenomenally powerful year for you guys. I know that it's going to be a powerful year, but really I'm quite blown away by this already, and also really thrilled, I just need to say, because it's my first 2020 reading, so wow, I'm finding it a bit inspirational actually. And we continue. We have the card of the Magician, the card of manifestation. Guys, what do you want to manifest? What order are you going to put into the universe? Guys, we have the card of the Fool. I'm just going to become monumentally, increasingly excited if this keeps happening. I mean, wow. What do you want to manifest? Get clear. I think as this year progresses, I think systematically you're going to have opportunity after opportunity that allows you to pave the way to truly connect to what I would call the art of manifestation. Again, not being attached to outcomes, trusting, and yet holding your vision simultaneously and allowing the universe, the energy of the universe to flow through you. I mean, this is the pathway of the spiritual warrior. You are going to have to take some risks. I say that because I think if we really step into trust and we let spirit be our guide, then trusting just comes naturally, I suppose. But, you know, it's not human to do that. Most of us have stuff, you know, I mean, really, we just do. It's a human thing, isn't it? It's part of, I think, our soul's evolution to higher levels of consciousness. But we do have insecurities. And so leaping into the unknown can be scary. I just think it is. But new beginnings, guys, new opportunities. And I just want to say, obviously, guys, I'm with you all the way on this one because I'll be doing monthly readings as always. So, you know, check in with them. And of course, even the weekly readings that I put up on Sundays, usually on Sundays, just for guidance to, again, lean into your intuition. Let spirit be your guide. This is really interesting. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is a card of reaching out. But what I'm also hearing, there's a message of forgiveness being asked in some way. Either you're needing to come to terms with something. I don't know if that connects into the completion of beginnings, and we'll be drawing more cards. It may be a theme of the year that things are surfacing in order for you to let them go, as it were. It could be inner beliefs. It could be, I mean, sometimes separation, the rune of separation literally speaks of property, of real stuff, material stuff. I would venture to say that doesn't mean that you need to live in any form of lack. On the contrary, I would say it's more to do with if we have an emotional tie that's inappropriate to something. That's what I'm really hearing. So a bit like if we're tangled in a particular behaviour pattern, or we're tied to something that really we do need to let go because that way of life is no longer serving us. It's got that flavour, but that sometimes involves a physical move as well. There is something around forgiveness, something around letting something go that frees you up. And for some of you, it may be something that shows up. You may even already have an awareness of what that might be. For others, I think it's something that's going to show up, and it may show up sort of systematically if it connects to what I would call the layers of the onion. You know, in counselling, we often talk about the layers of the onion. You peel back one layer and you get to another. And that's part, again, of our human expansiveness into higher levels of consciousness. There's always another layer. And I feel as though this year may be a stripping back, skin after skin, but each one offering you the most extraordinary opportunity to align with your truest self. There is only positivity that I am feeling here in terms of the outcome of the journey. I'm not going to say that it will always be easy. Sometimes those layers of the onion are a little bit, they're raw, actually. And, you know, but again, don't sweep anything under the carpet. Anything that surfaces, simply acknowledge it, lean into it. As I said, check into any of the other readings through the year if you ever have a wobble. But really, Powerful year of transition and change. Oh wow, guys, this is phenomenal. We have the Star. Renewed hope, renewed opportunities, renewed possibilities. However, she says, however, it's kind of like sometimes it's like we open Pandora's box. And it's through acknowledging things that we can actually find our way forwards. This star, the Star card is wonderful. It says, dream in. What do you want to dream in for your future? What shape do you want your world to look like? I feel as though this year for you guys is going to be a year of mastering the art of manifestation. Understanding how to hold your vision, how to tweak your vision, how to work with the universe. And allow yourself then to receive. It's reaching out and receiving. This card is about reaching out and receiving. In order to do that, you sort of have to let go of any blocks that may be in your way or blocking you from receiving, from being open and available to receive. Let's see which cards we're going to connect in with next. The astrology cards, they are speaking to me. Guys, Jupiter, abundance, loving it. Taurus, I have. Absolutely loving this reading. And Moon, soul. Those are our three cards. I'm hearing that's the three. Wow. I cannot tell you how vibrant the energy is in sitting here. I don't know if you guys are picking up on it, but there is... vibrant is the right word. Jupiter, abundance. Taurus, I have. I feel like you guys have an opportunity here this year. Part of this shedding of skins, removing any blocks, learning to reach out, allowing yourselves to receive. This is like a year when I said it's all about mastering the art of manifestation. I think you literally get to let go of any blocks to having. Anything within you that holds you back, or anything that limits your horizons, limits your perceptions of what you... all the shoulds and shouldn'ts, all the stuff that is there and gets in the way. And you align with the calling of your soul. This is the energy that's available for you guys. It's profound, as I said. I'm quite blown away by it. Now I'm going to draw from the tarot pack that shows the energy of the dynamics of relationships that are around for you. Okay, so we have the Three of Air. Yeah, I'm just checking you can still see that in camera. Sorry for the laughing, guys. You have another card of abundance. It's like wow and wow and more wow. Wow, what more can I say? So guys, Three of Air, phenomenal. This is about learning from life. It speaks about expanding your mind. Learning is a lifelong journey. It asks you to be willing to open your mind, expand your mind, learn from life. It says learning transforms talent into skill. Okay, so this is, again, just connecting into your soul's journey. What are your passions? What do you want to manifest? What shape would you like your world to be? The card of abundance, this is about consciousness. It's a card of gratitude. It actually also says determine your goals and set intentions. So again, have faith. This card also calls for faith, conviction, trust. It asks you to recognise the mutuality of giving and receiving. The more that we give, the more that we receive. I add to that giving and receiving appropriately. I don't mean overgiving, because overgiving is not good, and that's actually, I'm getting such a strong message now coming through here. Overgiving, it connects to what we were saying about Taurus card I have. If you are an overgiver, you actually, in a strange way, you support the takers of the world. It's really important that we manage our boundaries around giving. If you don't open yourself to receive, if you don't overcome any issues that you have around receiving, the irony is you feed the imbalance of, there are takers in the world and there are people who overgive. The overgivers need to really step up as well. We'd like the takers to stop taking. The overgivers have to stop overgiving, because we kind of feed the problem, we feed the imbalance. There's a really clear message here. There's something about shedding any aspect of belief that has stopped you from believing that you have an entitlement to abundance, and to living a life that you desire and that you love fundamentally, whatever that may be for you. It will be unique and individual. I think you're going to be presented at different times in the year with circumstances and situations that present you with, I guess, some certain things and certain aspects, certain beliefs that you will need to let go of. They don't work for you anymore. They're no longer serving you. They are blocking you from having. For some of you, that will be very literal in terms of maybe people around you. Maybe you've had some element of toxicity around you in people. For some of you, it will just be literally allowing yourself to believe in yourself. I'm actually going to draw from one of the other tarot packs to see what further clarification we have that comes through. Okay, guys, we have the card of love. This is new relationships, so that won't be relevant to all of you. I mean, this is a 2020 reading, but what I would say about this card is it applies to all aspects of relationship. For some of you, if you are looking for a soulmate connection, a relationship, again, it's about, I think you'll be presented with opportunities that allow you to remove any blocks to receiving love. Yeah, to attracting, to manifesting the kind of partner that you desire to be with. For some of you, it might mean an upgrade in an existing relationship. That, your connection moves to a higher level of consciousness, that higher level of connection between you. For others, it may be that you literally fall in love with life. Any issues that have been holding you back, again, it's that phenomenal connection with spirit, that you connect to all of life, all that is life. One way or the other, it's kind of like love gets to flow through you, and I think that radiates out and impacts on all aspects of your life. We have the card of strength. It's an interesting card. Let me just draw another before we... And we have the Hierophant. Yeah, I thought I was hearing that. Love, strength. This is the Two of Cups, the card of love, the card of strength, and the Hierophant. Chiron, the wounded healer. The Strength card here is really acknowledging your ability to build your inner... It's like It's have strength, build your inner reserves, build your own self-worth. We had the rune saying that self-worth mounts. And you were called with the spiritual warrior rune. Allow the divine to flow through you. Courage, dedication, perseverance. So if it seems as though something isn't working out, I want you to trust that it's showing you something. If something is needing to leave, some aspect of your life is needing to leave or to be completed, it's there. It's happening because you're needing to step into something new. Strength, trust, conviction, Have faith and conviction. Everything in this reading is really asking you to lean into that space of trust. Manifest. It really is. This is an art of manifestation reading. It's phenomenal. Anything that feels like a challenge, it's coming to you with purpose. Sometimes, we can really wonder about stuff when we're faced with challenges. I'm really going to say this is a year of openings, opportunities, possibilities. It's just that change, accelerated growth is hard for us, especially if it doesn't feel as though outcomes are happening as quickly as we would like them to, okay? I would ask you to trust. I think if windows of opportunity are there and you're stepping into them and progress appears to be slow, it's fine. It's just that it's building. It's like it's building a solid foundation on which you continue to build. It doesn't mean nothing is happening. It's like stuff is going on behind the scenes. We're going to draw from the Art of Manifestation cards, which I feel we should do, given that this feels very much like this is a year of manifestation for you guys. This is quite interesting. We have a card of Walk Away. I hope that's still going to be in camera. I may have to just cover these cards slightly. In fact, excuse me guys while I manoeuvre them, because I like us to be able to see the cards. It's really, really nice to be able to do that. I think I can move these up and we can still kind of at least see bits of everything here. Still kind of shining through. Right. We have a card of Walk Away. That's really, really interesting. This is the shedding skins again. Walk away from this situation. When we face a challenging or unhealthy situation, it can be hard to let go and move on. Sometimes we stay in the hope that someone else will change, or perhaps we are so fearful of the unknown that we remain in the safety of a known and yet toxic situation. This card validates your entitlement to leave. I actually mentioned that earlier about maybe connections to maybe aspects of life or people that might have been a bit toxic and the need to let go. I would also venture to say any situations that have arisen back to anything within you that has blocked your entitlement to believe in yourself, especially in your entitlement to have that which you desire, and I'm going to say including being respected in relationship. So whatever this applies to, this is connecting into this shedding of skins, completion of beginnings. This is the energy that's around for you guys. Let's continue. Empower yourself. I am loving this. I'm just loving this reading, I really am. And we have the card of Trust the Universe. I will read you the messages here as well, of course, in just a moment. Bear with me just while I bring them out. Okay. Okay, lovely, lovely energy here. Okay, so we have the card of Walk Away, then we have the card Empower Yourself. Empowerment does not mean that we have power over others, it means we have power over ourselves. We honour our capacity for free will and conscious choice, whilst honouring the same in others. This card asks you to evaluate your present situation and to take an ownership of your right to choose, with a recognition of the entitlement of others to do the same. There's a lot of navigating here, but from an empowered position. Trust the universe. Sometimes we can strive relentlessly to make something happen and then experience huge disappointment when our efforts do not work out. Whilst action on our part is required, if we are too determined to stay on one course only, we inadvertently block ourselves from the guidance and direction that the universe is trying to bring to us. This is a time to trust and let things happen. Ground yourself. This really figures. This card is a request to you to literally ground yourself. Go outdoors, take off your shoes and find somewhere where it is safe to stand barefoot. Imagine roots growing out of your feet, travelling down into the soil beneath you, anchoring you with the nurturing energy of the earth. In times of transition and change, guys, we often wobble, especially if we are trying to empower ourselves and we are leaning into a space of trust, if we are having to let go of either someone or something that we have an emotional attachment with. But sometimes we are called to do so because we need to shed that skin, step into a space of possibility where the universe is wishing to give to you, and you are needing to clear the way to make that possible. This is the most phenomenal year of potential for you guys. I'm just going to, what sort of came to me a moment ago was, I think I'm going to create a playlist for the 2020 readings and videos, because you may, if you watch this relatively soon, you might want to come back to it at some point during the year if you find yourself having a wobble. I will, of course, be doing the monthly readings, the weekly ones that I put up for sort of to develop intuition and guidance on Sundays usually, but you may just want to return to this if you find yourself having a wobble and reground yourself in the energy of abundance that is really being offered to you, providing you clear away any blocks and any situations that may be clinging to you, getting in the way. This is just the most incredible year for you guys in terms of possibility. I mean, genuinely for me, it's really quite inspirational and I'm blown away. It's the first 2020 reading that I've done. Guys, watch out please for the announcements and things that I make over the next kind of few weeks. I'll be posting the December readings soon, although to be fair, if you're listening to this video in the middle of 2020, that will seem somewhat irrelevant. But yeah, do watch out for the announcements that'll be coming up soon. And Aries, Moon in Aries, Aries rising, anyone cross-watching. So much possibility. Yeah, I am literally blown away. It's mind-blowing, the energy here for learning from life, leading you to a space of really getting the hang of the art of manifestation, of being able to remove those inner blocks so that your external world begins to be a representation of your internal alignment with purpose, with calling. I mean, wow, guys. So much love to you. Namaste.